welcome to Sonia Podcast. So, growing up, my grandmother religious was a Jehovah's Witness. So I grew up in that religious, but when I got a teenager, I left because I just didn't felt that it was right. And I'm going to say this right now. I know a lot of people going to come for me in this controversy, but to be honest, I don't care. So from there, I've been in Pentecostal churches. I've been in Catholic, Christian. Even went to the mosque. So I've been in a few churches with other family members and friends, just to see, just at that time to find out what each church teaches and does they have the same meaning. Recently, and I'm going to say this right now, this is why I don't do church, I just believe in God. Recently, there was a pastor, and there was the servant, he was going around and he was talking, and he's a big pastor for a church, and he also has a YouTube channel. So he's preaching, oh my God, let me just get to the point. Here's where I found everything wrong. I'm just going to get to the point. A man walks up to him. He doesn't pray for the man, but he rips the man cross off his neck. Have I ever, in any church that I have been to, have never seen a pastor do this? We're going to start there. Normally you have a cross on your neck. They say you have a cross on your neck. Let's bless it, etc., etc. They bless you, they bless the cross. No, he pulls the cross off the man's neck. So now he's preaching. A woman gets up. Supposedly the Holy Ghost got into her. But now the Holy Ghost is not even the Holy Ghost. It's the devil, supposed to be. Now the devil done got into him. So now, she's saying in her country that she had killed all these people. It's supposed to be the devil telling her this. She had killed all these people and blah, 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 blah in her country, right? Then when he asked her, like, who is this talking? She said, I worship Lucifer. Here I go. I'm confused right there. I'm going to tell you why. Now, according to everybody, the devil is in her. I said the devil was in her, and she said she worshiped Lucifer. The question was, who are you? Shouldn't you, as the devil said, is me the devil? Is me Lucifer? So then she went into, I don't like that name. So he says, say the name. She said, no, I don't like the name. And then he said, Jesus. So I'm just was so confused. Like, my whole thing was like really confused. Cause from when I was raised up, The devil didn't like God. I didn't know the devil didn't like Jesus' son. So he went on. Then he starts saying, now this really took me somewhere. He said that he don't only preach, let me correct what he said. Let me say exactly what it said. There's not only sinners in New York, there are sinners in Ohio, there are sinners in Florida, there are sinners in Virginia that he needs to go preach to, right? But here's when I just was like, are we in a cult right now? Because when he sat there and said that he was told not to preach today, he had a conversation, and the conversation was with the devil. So my and I just said this out loud. You mean to tell me you came into church on a Sunday morning, and before you got into church, you had a conversation with the devil, telling you not to go in church to preach to all these people when you should have had a conversation with God to bless all these people that was going to come into your church and listen to you speak, and you supposed to give the word? Blaspheme. It's just disgusting. The whole ceremony was so disgusting. I just felt like we were in some type of cult, because that's what it felt like, a cult. And everybody just was acting ignorant and stupid, just jumping around saying things that, like I said, as growing up and being in religious, and one thing I did do when I was in any church was listening to what God, what was the purpose of God, and what he wanted for us. And never in all my years had I have ever heard a pastor had a conversation with the devil before he came into anybody's church. That's one. Never in all my years, and I done seen a whole lot of people catch the Holy Ghost. When you ask them, who are you? You turn around and say, I worship Lucifer. Never in all my years, and I don't care, never in all my years have I seen a preacher snatch a cross off of anybody's neck. So this was a disgrace, a circus, just an all right, to be honest, that's what I called it, an all right shit show, because that's what it was to me. Just a lot of blaspheme, a lot of it was just something that I felt like we were like, since you were so much preaching about Satan that whole day, that's who was running the show. Like, everybody there, Satan was up in them. And I just want to know why on this one day Satan came to visit everybody that was in this church. I really just didn't understand that, including the preacher, because like he said, he had the conversation with Satan before he came in. So I didn't understand why Satan came to the preacher, came to everybody up in the church. But like I said, I know y'all gonna come for me on this one, because everybody normally I don't speak on religious. I don't speak on religious. I speak on politics, but only when it's necessary. I don't speak on that either. But that right there, like, what happened to What is going on in the churches today? Let me know. What is really going... This is why I said I don't do churches anymore. Because I done seen what really go on in them. But like I said, I don't want to go back and forth with anybody about religious. Like, that's just not me. Because you going to see it your way, I'm going to see it my way. And we're going to be agreeing to disagree. But yeah, I had to tell y'all that story. And I'd like to thank you for listening to Sonya Podcast. Please give it a 5-star review on Speaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, wherever you listen to podcasts at. Please share. You can call me at sv766752@gmail.com. Go to my website, http://podcasters.wordpress.com. WWAVIO. Use promo code SONYA Instacart. What you said. If you'd like to buy me coffee, buy me coffee. Please follow my son Sounds on Instagram. Listen to his album on Apple, Spotify. Please follow this young lady, TJVULCAIN. Read her book, Black Girl in Orange. Please follow Miss Carr. She's affirmations every morning. She has her own podcast too. Please follow King Flex on SoundCloud. And please follow Female Reform on Instagram. And have a blessed night.